Character designs provided by Demon Artie. Be sure to check her out over on her social media platforms. Links to her Twitter and Instagram are going to be in the description down below. Welcome everyone back to the Crimson 15 podcast. I'm your host, Crimson Sen.
15 PCA.
810-454.
Be sure to check us out over on Twitter at C15 Podcast. Join the discussion over on Discord, link in the description below. And if you're enjoying the videos, be sure to sub, like, share, and hit that bell for notifications. Marvel's What If, first episode, Captain Carter, and pretty cool.
Yeah, I liked it.
I liked it.
It's basically the first, it's the Captain America First Avenger movie in super speed.
Yeah, almost like a love letter, but like flipped.
Yeah.
The couple things are different, but by and large,
But
pretty
they
much
even
same
copy straight scenes.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah,
you
straight
could
up scenes.
overlay the movie to this animation and it would look exactly the same. I love the animation.
thing. It's just
Because
love
there's
it.
times when things explode and it looks more like traditional animation, but then they look like CGI rotoscoped almost in a weird way.
Yeah.
like how we said how bad it looked in Master Universe. They really nailed out of the park with the animation here.
This looks really good.
This
Yeah.
is great.
And a couple side notes. One, on the Marvel, main Marvel Direct Twitter page, despite this being animated, it's still worth watching. Here's my middle finger. F you just because it's animated. Like, that's a bad thing.
For some reason, for some people,
It means kids.
Yeah, they can't get over the fact that it's animated.
Guys, I for one have watched friggin' serious shows that are puppets, animatronics, claymation that are more for older adults. Not saying it's graphic, but it's just adult material like in the storytelling. It doesn't matter that it's a different story format.
That'd be like saying, oh, you're using a pencil to draw? Oh, how childish. That doesn't... What?
I've even seen
Right.
shadow puppets from
Yeah.
India that had serious stories. So I don't know, guys. You guys need to expand your mind just beyond live action.
Well,
it's ridiculous.
Especially if you're like these kind of stories.
Oh, yeah. And,
Yeah.
and no good thing. People complain about the way Captain Carter looked. She looked fine to me.
She looked fine in some scenes, but again, I know
Very box-chested, but there's scenes on the side where, yeah, she totally
You
has...
can see her
yeah,
boobs.
yeah,
You can see her boobs. So I think they kind of exaggerated because a couple of the other scenes where you can't see
Yeah,
it.
because it's more like boxy armor
Yeah,
looking, kind of like
right.
she's like wearing a shipping container under her
you
shirt.
can tell she's got boobs.
Yeah, but
Right.
there's other scenes where she kind of turns to her side. So I don't know what people were complaining about. I think she
Yeah.
looks great.
And-
Because Peggy Carter's a beautiful woman.
Right.
Now she's like a 7-foot beautiful woman, which is
Yeah.
even more beautiful.
Exactly, and also what I love too, the Peggy and Steve.
Yeah, best parts of the whole thing.
Best. Oh, I loved it.
And
Loved
it was the way it would be, but the thing is, the only thing I don't like is more of the outside stuff. How like people want this to be a bigger thing than what it is. That's it.
Yeah, I remember on Twitter, like just scrolling through like some of the reviews, that the ads, Marvel makes a masterpiece. Masterpiece, guys. Let's calm down. It's good. It's good, bordering on great, but masterpiece is a far ways away.
Yeah, it's really
Right.
far off.
It is.
But we open up and it's the Watcher, and he's like, the time is a prison, but there's multiple realities from the one that you know. Then he kind of goes over the Captain America story, and don't tell me that artwork isn't badass with Captain America
that's so
standing by the
cool.
flag.
Yeah,
I love it.
it's really
I love it. I
freaking
love
cool.
it.
That's so cool.
But he's like, Steve Rogers ended the war. He sacrificed himself. But what if one thing changed? And then basically that's how we get into the question of what if. So what if in that scene, instead of Peggy waiting in the booth, she stayed out there with the... And even from this first moment, I love the flirtiness. I love the talking back and forth because these are two people that are actually truly in love with each other.
Right. And that's one thing I love. I know the comic books might be a little different, but from now on, it's Steve and Peggy.
Yeah.
You cannot split
There
these
is no
two up.
reality where they don't get together.
Right, exactly. It's almost like they're the couple that's destined to be together.
And I love the fact that she loves him so much. She doesn't care that he's this scrawny guy. She loves his heart. She loves his courage.
Right.
Loves that he wants to be a hero.
So we basically get the whole scenario where the guy was a Hydra plan. He's going to blow it up. But this time he blew it up before
Right.
Rogers got the...
Yeah, because before he wanted to see it, like you said.
Yeah, and see
And
if it was actually war.
It's kind of interesting. Why? Because it's like what? So Carter staying there made him more nervous, I guess. Maybe.
I don't know, but he does it, but Carter jumps in the way, but it still goes off.
Steve gets shot.
He starts shooting people. Steve jumps out because Steve's a damn hero, even though he's a little guy. He gets shot a couple times. Peggy takes him out. Then, okay, Stark's like, hey, we got to make this thing happen.
Now.
We got to do it now.
This is the last serum we have.
And the worst part of here's the thing. It's the 40s, so there's going to be misogyny.
But it's a little over
But
top.
here's the thing. People are like, but it's just like today.
That's no.
You go live in the 40s and tell me it's just like today, you freaking idiot.
Yeah.
This guy's over top. He's like, Stark, get in there. We have to put someone in there because what's face has been shot. He's not gonna be able to live.
And he's like, no, not me.
He's like, I ain't doing this, whatever. Then Carter's like, I'll do it. Oh, we can't have a lady super soldier. It won't work.
He's the worst.
Your lady parts will make it break.
I know. That's literally.
Your monthly will ruin it.
Yes, it's the fact, like you said, 1940s, but it's a little.
It's
much.
a little much.
Little much. He wouldn't be that bad.
Because they go, we need to do this because the research just alone.
Yeah.
So she jumps in there, hits it up. She turns into freaking 7-foot Peggy Carter. And then I like the fact she still has like her bouncy hair and everything. So she's like this gigantic, beautiful woman. This is like,
well, yeah, that's what.
And her clothes got bigger too, which is like,
okay. Because she's not gonna bust out.
Yeah. But I did like Stark saying, yeah, you don't need to wear heels anymore. Here, you can wear flat feet now.
All I want to see is a giant woman.
Yeah.
So she comes out and like, oh, it was a success. Next scene, it's a complete failure. I'm Poindexter man who hates the women's.
Right.
So he just keeps talking about how women are stupid, and he keeps constantly telling her, "You're lucky to even be in the room."
Right.
These lines do make sense in the 40s. It's a little ham-fisted, but it makes sense. But they want you to be like, this is how men in offices and corporate are today.
And that's not true.
Now, do you really think there could be a man who talks like this today
he'd
without
be
being
fired.
killed?
He'd be fired.
He'd be thrown from the roof of the building.
I know,
While
right?
everyone cheered.
No.
So she's like, then the same kind of lines. Well, I feel like I'm just like a pincushion. Like all the lines from the movie that are in here too. You're lucky if we can get a little bit of your blood and find something. You're just a complete waste of time.
So get a real soldier.
You get a real soldier and remake the serum.
Women can't be on the front line. You see this gigantic lady? Here's the thing. Okay, let's see how much you can bench press. Wow, 1,400 pounds. Like you just
right, exactly. Like it's kind of frustrating that they're not looking at the actual. Like,
but she's like in the gym, like beating up a punching bag, just like in
the beginning
First
of
Avengers.
But when Steve got shot, he's like jacked. He has to use a cane to walk and everything. But he's right there, like working out with her. And of course, she's throwing the dumbbells and look just like the Shield. But I do like this. Everything with them.
Everything with them
makes my heart flutter to the skies.
It's beautiful and it's awesome
because she's literally the most powerful person on the planet as a human, and he's this crippled, skinny guy. And he's still like in awe of her as ever he was, and she still loves him.
And it's so funny. He goes, yeah. Another part was funny. He goes, oh yeah, you're looking to put you in USL tour and have you.
Yeah, that's after this.
Yeah, dancing in a silly outfit.
Because
and,
he goes, well, since I can't walk anymore, I wasn't that good of a dancer. And then she's like, kind of gives him that smile.
Well, maybe we need a good partner.
You haven't found the good
partner.
And then looking at each other. You guys love each other. Get on it. I like the way they look at each other. Their smiles. It's everything.
This is what makes the episode.
So what everyone loves about this internet is like she is a woman showing the men's.
That's not
like,
the way
look
to
at these
look
two
at
people in love.
Yeah.
No one even mentions this. Now one review mentioned this dynamic, which is
great.
insane.
I absolutely love it.
The only thing I've actually seen has been people making fun of it by saying like, oh, they want to do each other. Yeah, but it's the love. They love.
Yeah, but you're not understanding the love and affection.
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah. Even if Steve's lower half of his body got ripped apart and he was still alive, he would still love her, not because he just wants to bang her. He actually truly loves her.
And she loves him.
Yeah.
Right.
That's the way it should
be.
Reminds
reminds you of like the nice scenes at the end of Endgame, kind of moments where they finally get to be with each other. Right. And
they're just dancing in a little house.
And it has that perfect 1940s aesthetic, like, oh, we're going to go dancing. I love that whole kind of like...
So we get the exact same scene from the movie. Where like the car pulls up and everything and has the Hydra symbol. It's frame for frame. They find remember the huge astral tree and everything. Oh, this is where the Tesseract is. Then they get that same intel saying, hey, he's gonna if he gets this this thing, the Nazi war machine is gonna be unstoppable. And of course, Peggy's talking about all this, and then that other guy, you're lucky to even be in the room. This is such a flight of fancy. You don't even know what you're talking about.
Right. We just gotta hope he doesn't know how to use it.
I'm surprised you didn't say your
plan.
I'm surprised you didn't say, well, we don't know if you're gonna be on your cycle or not.
Yeah, your time of the month. I'm surprised he didn't make that joke.
I know. And then also another thing too, he didn't know half of this. I'm like, dude, you're supposed to be running this.
Yeah, he didn't know about Hydra.
Yeah,
like seriously, you're the head of the special, the precursor to the Agent of Shield.
So we got now they're just in the thing. She's drinking, but it didn't work because her metabolism works so fast she can't even get drunk. But I like how it starts like, hey, Peggy, I just want to let you know that guy's an idiot. Take it from me. I know how strong and powerful girl. Like, he's always doing that shamoo. Like, ha.
Yeah. He's almost, like, very comical 1940s.
Like, I'm surprised I could open up a suitcase. Want to buy a silk tie or a yo-yo? Like, he has all the stupid... Like...
the thing is that he's like that in the movie, but not to this extreme. They kind of they exacerbated a little bit.
He's like, hey, I got a little present for you. And he's like, oh, this was going to be a USO outfit. Because remember, that's what she's like, oh, I hope they won't do that to me because that's what happened to him.
Yeah.
But he's like, I made some modifications. Then he brought her the shield. Unlike when Steve found the shield, you know, so funny. He goes, it was so weird because when Steve was looking at all the different shields, he sees one that's underneath, and he pulls that out like he was drawn to it, like it was like his to find it.
Right.
It's so weird, but here he just gives it to her.
I think I like that difference because it makes sense because she was kind of ticked off because that general's he's just an idiot.
So now this is where we kind of deviate from the movie. That one guy has the Tesseract in the box and he's taking it to whatever headquarters. They come off with the pass, and then Peggy does cool Captain America stuff.
Right.
She's flipping trucks with her shield. She's knocking dudes out. The action is tight. I love it. It's pretty badass, and it shows you how incredibly strong the super soldiers are.
The only thing is she's like talking like she's supposed to like she's talking to us. There's no one there.
There's
Who
no
are you
one
talking
there.
to?
But I think she was talking to like her grandma. Oh, you can see me now. Like,
Yeah.
look at the things I'm doing.
Maybe you're right.
Or something. It's weird, but Steve never did that.
Yeah, Steve never talked.
Steve was a dork, but he wasn't talking to himself while he was doing superhero stuff. But, you know, blocking stuff with shields, knocking guys over, knocking dudes off their motorcycles, doing all that cool stuff.
She even lifted a van over like, oh, I'm going to do that again. A truck. And she does it again.
The one thing I did laugh about what she did say was like, usually my mission's a little more covert.
Yeah.
But she's being so
No, I can't just out there now. I don't have to be covert anymore.
Question. You brought this up. You were talking about, since she was already kind of physically trained to be a soldier, is she stronger?
I think so, because like, again,
because Steve was a little wispy of a dude.
Right, because it's like, if you put me in there, I'm just an average man. But if you put someone like a weightlifter in that serum, they're going to be times that.
Because Peggy's heart encourages this as strong as Steve Rogers on the inside, but she had the outside that he didn't have.
Yeah.
Right.
See, I think that's the difference.
That's the difference, yeah, because I feel like that's going to push her to be stronger. That's why people might say she's like throwing those cars or pushing those things. She's technically, I think, stronger.
A little bit stronger. I think she is. I think she's a little stronger.
But then this one of these bad guys comes out and he's like, oh, you brought a lady to a fight. How desperate are they? Then she like shatters his kneecap.
Oh, that would hurt so bad.
She punches him in the knee and his leg literally cracks in half.
Oh, I know he's a Nazi, but still.
Sweet baby Jesus.
The kneecap.
Then she like knees him and then she punches him in the nuts. Okay, you didn't have to blow his balls up too.
Ah, well.
He's crippled for life. Then she like punches him in the head. Oh, those are what ladies do. And then that's the kind of stuff people are like, oh yeah, she showed him. She's a hero. She's gonna fight all the bad guys.
Yeah.
Nothing did showing him anything. He's just a Nazi, and she's trying to stop him. That's
exactly.
It.
How is she able to hold the Tesseract?
I don't know. Maybe it's because the glove.
She like brings it in. I got this for you. Is that thing nuclear? Oh, I figured out. You're not even supposed to be in the field. Mother effer, I just got to stop the Nazi war machine from getting his power. Why don't you stop being such a dilly?
Hey, you should just make me a captain then. Give me a field command.
Captain Carter sounds nice.
Yeah. Well, see, what makes me kind of mad, because when Steve did something heroic, they kind of were like, oh yeah, we're not going to do a court-martial. You're fine. Like, we're going to keep putting you out there.
But she's a lady.
Yeah, I know. They had to keep dumping on her. Like, get it.
Then with the Tesseract, she's like, yeah, give it to Stark. He'll know what to do with it. Then he like basically builds like an Ironmonger suit and makes it for Steve.
Yeah.
It's because then Steve can use it because his legs were crippled. Then I love this kind of stuff. They find out where Bucky's being held, like in that gulag type place. And he's like, yeah, I'm going to go in the Iron Smasher thing and I'm going to save him. He's like, oh, you don't have to come with me. Well, it's your friend. We need all the friends we need. I'm coming with you. So I love that. They're going to be working it. Look at these faces. The way they look at each other. And she like grabs his hand. It's her gigantic Amazon hand. Can I hold your giant man hand? I love it because she's huge. Like her hand is like she's holding a little kid's hand.
But I love Steve Rogers has no hang-ups that she's changed. Not one. Not one whiff. He loved her either. It didn't matter. Didn't matter to him.
She can literally pick him up and snap him in two.
Yeah.
But she look at it. It's like holding mommy's hand. Let's go for a balloon and ice cream.
It's so nice. It's lovely.
And she's still kind and caring, even though she's this gigantic, powerful woman. She still has a good heart.
But I think that's why the serum exacerbates who you really are.
So then the mission's thing, and then again a lot of cool freaking scenes of just like action.
Right.
She knocks out a guy's motorcycle thing. She jumps, flips over the wall, freaking throws the motorcycle into a pillbox, and then it's like, damn, there's a lot of cool freaking action in this thing. But she's kind of breaking in, and then as soon as they break into where all everyone's being held, and one guy's like, dang it, they're making Dames a lot stronger nowadays.
Yeah.
And then the guy goes, what are you, and Bucky goes, what are you, the Queen of England?
No, I'm Captain Carter or whatever. And then she's like, calls in Steve. She's like Steve? And like the Ironmonger suit comes in or whatever. It's pretty cool, because then you get the scenes like when they're coming over with the guns, straight from the movie, 100%.
I love that. I love that scene. I love when freaking the Iron Stomper comes in. Oh my goodness.
Yeah, but she calls for the air support. And the air support's
I love the fact it has that camel green and the stars like old school World
like
War
a Sherman tank.
Yeah. Sherman tank.
Because he comes in like the freaking Iron Giant.
And just look at her face when she sees him.
She's like, "Oh, Steve, it's you." And he's like, "Oh, looks like I got a new dancing. I got a new suit. We can go dancing."
Yeah, I got new dancing shoes.
Yeah, I love it. Then like a tank hits him. He just turns around, grabs, and just crumples it.
Yeah.
Because this thing is Tesseract powered.
Yeah, so it's like having a
but why doesn't it? But here's the thing, though. The way that this is, the Tesseract gets all moved around and everything. Captain Marvel never gets her powers.
Oh,
hey!
You know they're not going to do that.
So they're going as a team, busting it. And I love the playful banter.
Oh, it's beautiful.
I love it. Because then there's like, oh, oh, I guess you're not the only one. And then they're busting things up. She's jumping around, smashing dudes up, throwing grenades and freaking tanks. And he has like a shocker thing, like a
power ray.
I love it. And I love the way they look at each other. I love the smiles and like, yeah, we're a team now. And in absolute awesomeness, they start playing kind of like the victory music. Oh, we're gonna end this war together. And then like she start punching out all the Nazis.
They didn't say V's for victory.
Yeah, pretty much. But you get all these like scenes of like. Psh, poof,
yeah.
And then what was it? What did Steve put on his suit? It's like from Brooklyn, right?
Yeah. Hello from Brooklyn
yeah.
or something. I love that. And Stompers.
And then she rides on top of him. Like it's really cool.
Then the one guy that always hated her. Oh, Mr. President, all these victories. I always knew that guy Carter had something about her.
Yeah, sure.
Well, one now that she's popular, now he's trying to take the credit.
Of course he is. And then the other one, oh yeah, that robot next to. Oh yeah, I knew that was gonna work.
I know. So I knew Stark had it in him. And so, just like a man to take a woman's victory and make it his own, that's not what makes this episode great. It's actually the only thing that makes the episode bad.
Yeah.
Because it's a little thick.
But
they're going around just being cool, being awesome. And they're playing like music and she's riding them and everything. It's so freaking cool. And again, the stuff she's jumping from like plane to plane and everything. I bet you this is the kind of stuff they wish they couldn't be able to do in the movie, but like the special effects have been.
No, it would have been so much. But for animated, you could go crazy with it.
Then we get the scene where like basically Hitler's like sends his main guys like, hey, we've been, your flight's a fancy. You need to start producing things. You lost the Tesseract. You're garbage.
Haven't produced weapons for us. You're doing nothing for us.
Then this guy's like, well, for the Third Reich, whatever. And then he gets shot. Yeah, the Third Reich's gonna fall. Then Hydra will, take its place. So it's basically when Red Skull's starting to take over.
And he's like trying to use like a portal.
And portal, and I'm gonna bring in the head of the Hydra, like who's supposed to be from outer space. And he's like, what the heck?
It's an interdimensional
monster. That wasn't in the original movie either. No, so that's different.
Then another awesome scene. You get an after battle. They're drinking, and then Carter's like, hey, I miss drinking whiskey, but I can taste it, but it doesn't do anything to me. Then Steve has his, and he's like, how did it feel?
How did it feel?
Like, to get the serum. It's like, well, it doesn't feel as different as you think it does. And then he's like, well, it's pretty awesome. And she's like, I know it was supposed to be you.
Yeah.
But he's like, it's good that you got it, that you saved the program. But I'm just a guy in a suit now.
Yeah, and he goes, I bet you for you just feel like how you felt like in the inside.
Yeah, now it matches.
And you're outside.
Then she's like, no, it's like the man in the suit matters more than that. And like, she's like, no, Steve, you're my hero.
And she grabs his hand.
He goes, no, you're my hero. And
because she's like, oh, you're a hero too.
Your hero
but no, you meant like, and then he's like, you're my hero too. I'm like, oh my God, they love each other.
And they're going to go in for the kiss.
But it's the whole thing about like being respected and everything. But that's something Steve would say.
That's what he would say.
It's a man bending down to a woman. No, but Steve would say those things. It's in character for Steve.
Well, but Steve was always that kind of guy. Yeah. He's not bending down to anything. What are you talking about?
Because Carter was the only one that kind of believed in him. Him and the doctor were the only two people that believed in him.
Yeah.
And
so he saw that in her. And now that she's this captain super soldier version of herself, she's still that amazing, wonderful person.
Right. And they saw each other on the same side because everyone looked down on Steve because he's a wimp of a man. And then again, she had the whole woman thing going on, which was like, oh, you're a woman, you can't do
She had the female condition.
I always go back when I think about that movie. That was the thing when the guy throws a grenade that's a dummy, and he's the only one that jumps on it. There you go.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Even this little wimpy Steve could pick up Thor's hammer.
Yeah.
Oh, it wouldn't matter. It's not about strength.
And then he'd be boom.
He just has to believe in himself. That's
right. So we have them kind of leaning in for that kiss, and then Stark pops up. Hey guys, how's it going?
I didn't interrupt anything, did I? He's all.
Oh jeez. Continue on. Just pretend I'm not here. He's all staring in the window. Freaking pervert.
Get out of here. Howard, get the heck out of here.
Howard, this ain't no peep show. That'd have been funny if he would have like dropped the blinds. That would have been funny.
He's all. He's all.
But I love these two together with everything. This relationship is everything. I love it so much.
It is.
That's great.
So then they have that mission where they find the train. Remember the one where Bucky gets lost? But isn't this an amazing shot?
It is. It's awesome looking.
So I love how Bucky's always saying stuff like in 1940s. Oh, geez, you're two sardines short of a can of tuna. Like it's all it says.
Oh, you're talking about the Red Skull,
Yeah, the plan. So like they said, the leader of the Red Skull's on this train if we stop it. But now they have the giant Stomper. He just flies up there, slows it down. They jump on the train. He's like, "You got eyes on the Red Skull." It's like, "Oh, I'm gonna take a closer look."
Opens it,
and it's filled with explosives.
So it's opposite from the movie. It's a total trap.
And then when Bucky falls, like, "I almost took my arm off." I'm surprised they all stopped and didn't look at the camera.
Yeah, because he loses.
That was kind of stupid. That was dumb.
But it blows up, and Steve goes careening off the side of the thing.
Before it goes, guys, get off the train. It's a trap.
Train. Yeah, it's a trap.
I like how Piggy gets everyone behind her, and she gets the shield. I love those scenes. Yeah. But she's like, "Oh my God, Steve!" And she's running out there, and she's like,
"We gotta go
because the avalanche is coming." That Steve is basically dead. But we're thinking, oh, maybe he lived. Maybe he'll be like a new Winter Soldier. How much that fight would mean.
Oh, gosh. Because I know people technically Bucky, but in this reality, if Steve Rogers became the Winter Soldier.
Because it's not just like buddies. They're like in love with each other.
But you have to remember, because like the Water says, one difference changes everything. It just like
because could you imagine where like you just have Steve like fighting her, "You're my enemy, you're my," like...
That would be crazy.
And then she throwing down her shield, "I'm not going to fight you, Steve." Like, I'm not...
So we get to basically the debrief, and they're Stark and that other douchebag are talking about, "Oh, you lost the frickin' the Stomper," and she's like, "Steve Rogers died.
Right.
I don't give a flying crap about the suit. We lost basically the best man I ever knew in my life." And she's just like...
she's upset.
She's pissed off.
She's upset.
She should never been on the front lines in the first place.
You mean about 5 minutes ago you were taking all the credit? You mean you guy?
She doesn't kill this guy. She basically walks up to that one guy, that one Nazi bastard.
Yeah, I'm not telling you nothing.
I'm not going to tell you anything. She goes back, "He told me everything."
Well, yeah, she's going to kill you.
Rip your damn fingers off one by one.
Exactly.
So she goes like, "Okay, the Red Skull is in this castle. He's trying to resurrect some interdimensional being.
So to take over the world."
"That's a stupid and man. It's a waste of that." And she's like, "Oh, you're lucky to be in the room." "Oh, she showed him." Who cares?
Who cares? Yeah.
I don't know if she would have just punched him. Just knocked him out. Who cares what this guy has to say?
Yeah.
But they're like, "We have to do this. I mean, not in the war, but we're going to stop Hydra from doing this.
And we might die doing this."
But then, of course, everyone's like, for Steve, and they all do it. And then she's like, "Hey, Stark, you got to come too." It's like, "Oh, I'm not one of the fighting types, but I'll give it a shot."
You can push a button. That's what she told him. You can do that, right?
More amazing looking shots. She runs down the hill, jumps up in the moonlight so you can see her like freaking E.T. It looks awesome. But it's cool looking. But
it is really cool. I have to admit, the stuff that she does in this,
it's ridiculously awesome looking.
One thing I'd say I give Marvel credit, they know how to do action scenes.
So she gets down there, and again, the ass whoop-a-thon of her throwing shields, stomping on dudes.
And these guys are dying.
Yeah,
don't have any illusions. These guys are really badly hurt or dead.
Yeah, their spines are broken.
So her and the commandos break in, the Howling Commandos, and they're like, "Oh, which way do we go?" So they kind of have to split up. But they're already going to unlock this thing. I'm like, he has a Tesseract. Like, how the hell did he get it?
Yeah, so did he find Steve?
Yeah, that's what we're thinking. And then we start seeing the portal open up, and it's the thing from Borderlands. Remember the big giant octopus monster?
Yeah, because the kids, that's what Hydra is. Literally is octopus monster.
Basically this Cthulhian monster.
Because Agent S.H.I.E.L.D., he was in it. He was just like a technical monster. Yeah.
So it starts to open up. They're breaking their way through and everything, and then the Howling Commandos find the suit. So that means that Steve's still alive. I'm like, oh, thank goodness.
That's how I said, how did they get the Tesseract back? Because they got the suits. Okay, that makes sense.
So they're like, which way do we go? And where all the lightning's coming from, let's go this way. So they're headed there. The monster starts coming out of it, and they get there like, holy crap, I didn't think we'd actually find a real monster. Right. Like, we thought it might have been some a being, but no, it's literally giant tentacles.
Because Stark's like, holy crap, what the heck is that?
He's like, no one told me about the monsters.
The best part is like, haha, Captain Carter, you are too late. And then the thing just grabs him and kills the Red Skull.
Yeah, so Red Skull's dead now. He's gone.
They're crushed. Wow. And they're like, oh.
And they literally go, this thing's going to devour Europe. This thing's going to get so big. It's going to keep growing. We got to stop this thing.
They find Steve chained up to the ground, and he's like, where's Peggy? Well, she's taking on the Red Skull, and he's like, get me in the suit. There should be enough energy for it to kind of last a little bit. Then we get classic Marvel jokes. I'm like, oh, it's not going to work. It just falls over. He's like, I can get back up. He's like,
we don't have all day. You got to get up. Okay, give me a minute.
But I do like the fact that he's like, yeah, she's like, like 5 floors up, whatever. He just flies up there.
That's all I need to know.
That's my lady.
Yeah. He's going
So
after.
they're gonna fight this tentacle monster. She's trying to do her best, but this thing's huge. It's just killing everybody, like everyone in the room. Like it doesn't have no loyalties to anything. She's like, "Hey, Stark, get to the board. You can figure this out." Then he's like, "Oh, I'm gonna like reverse the polarity. Don't you mean this? Well, I'm the genius here."
Bad line.
Does she have to be the smarter than him? Does she have to be?
I know.
Yeah, it does. Like you said, it does enhance your intellect, but not to that degree. It doesn't make you like super smart. It's stupid.
Whatever. So that's another kind of stupid line. She's kind of fighting this stuff. She's getting thrown around. She grabs a sword off the wall, which I thought was pretty funny. That I'm like, oh, she's sword and shield.
Yeah. What did you said if it wasn't decorative?
Thank God this wasn't decorative. It
actually works.
Yeah.
But it's starting to grab her and pull her in, and then you hear, then Steve comes in. Then again, look at her face. Steve. I love it. Oh, God, because she thought he was dead, but he's not.
He's not. And he come like, oh, did you miss me?
Just like every second.
Yeah,
I love these two together.
Yeah, every
so
second.
how is it that she only likes women? I heard that. What are you talking about?
No.
She's absolutely 100% head over heels in love with this man.
Yeah.
And I'm in love with it too.
Yeah.
Yes.
So he's doing his iron stomper thing, hitting things around, but this thing's huge. He's hitting him with the lightning burst. It's not doing much. Howling Commandos show up. I'm like, just start shooting this damn thing.
And that's what they start doing.
Yeah,
just
keep shooting.
This thing's a damn lead sponge. But it started opening its mouth, and it's like basically a sea of teeth.
Yeah, it's gross.
Yeah. Then it does like its little howl, and just like in like Cthulhu in Legend, it makes you go mad.
So that's when Steve Rogers got right here, grabbed all of them, got them out of the regular people.
Then, he got everyone out of there, so it's just Stark, Carter, and him.
Yeah.
Flies back in there. Then he's like, hey, but I can't shut the portal because it's keeping it open. She's like, well, then I'll push it back through. So she hits it with the shield, starts pushing it. Captain America's strong, but not that. This thing's like humongous. Like it should have been a little. I don't know what they could have done.
I thought what it could have been. I thought her and Rogers would have both been doing it.
Yeah,
pushing it back. But
then the last moment she would push him back.
Yeah.
But then it happened. But then his suit loses all his energy. She's like, oh crap.
But he crawls out and he's like trying to like do his best.
Yeah.
And she's like, oh Steve, I'm sorry. Basically, I'm gonna have to sacrifice myself. And he's like, well, don't you still owe me that dance on Saturday at 3? And then
boom,
gone. Thing shuts down. And she's like. Then there's Steve just sitting there, just kind of how she was when he went into the ice.
Nice.
We see basically the Tesseract being powered up again, but it looks all modern days. Opens up. Here's the thing: was it instantaneous?
It might have been.
Because she comes out like battle ready.
Yeah. I think for her it was only seconds, but
then it's like, whoa, put your sword down. But she's like, I don't know who the hell are you. Then we see Hawkeye. It's Captain Rogers, or basically Captain Carter, and he's like, hey, the war ended 70 years ago. He's like, well, of course everything's fine.
And then she first asked, where's Steve Rogers at?
So that was 70. She's like, well, we won the war. Well, that's nice. We won the war. And then she kind of has a look in her face like, fuck.
It's the same look that Steve had.
When he was looking around.
And he was like, and he's like,
I miss my dance.
I miss my dance.
My date.
Yeah.
Then with the Watcher, one decision can change all realities, but I can't and shall not interfere, for I am the Watcher. And that's the end of the episode. Pretty damn good.
It was good. But the thing is, the Watcher has interfered in the comics.
That's why he gets in trouble sometimes.
Yeah, because people come to him.
Yeah, they chopped his damn eyeball out. But, yeah, pretty good. Is it the masterpiece? No. Is it bad? No. It's pretty good.
Besides a couple bad lines, it was fine.
Yeah, the action's phenomenal.
The action's phenomenal. Like I said, I don't see it going past
this needs to, in the next story needs to be something else.
Yeah.
If I want a series about Peggy Carter, then you ruined the whole thing about what if.
What if?
It's a what if, guys. Do you not understand what that means?
The only way you can do this is if they do an Exiles, where they pluck people from different timelines to make a team. And that team goes and does things.
Right.
So you'll have Captain Carter, then
But then it's not about Carter, it's about the team.
Yeah.
That's fine, but not by themselves.
So, yeah, I get that. See, in this version, she doesn't have a female Bucky that's, super lesbian. Because, in the comics, Bucky's a girl, too. But, every girl she sees, she falls in love with. It's the most ridiculous thing in the world.
That's just
but this version's a million times better.
Yes, I think they not to be mean, they fixed it because I love the Steve and Peggy.
Yeah, always.
It is awesome.
I know we mentioned a lot, but it's such a great dynamic. You could just feel the love.
That no other review talks about.
That's
the bound point to them. Why can't she just like women?
No,
because she doesn't. She loves Steve Rogers.
Steve is her man.
They didn't portray the character one bit.
No,
not one bit.
Not one bit. And like I said, Steve Winter Soldier would be awesome.
Because they had to fight.
They had to fight.
That would break her heart in a million pieces.
Oh, it would.
No, they have her go through time, and then she sees Rogers without her and going through the years, and he's missing her. Like the opposite, it's the other way around.
See, the thing is, do you let him just like grow old and just be Steve? I like the Winter Soldier aspect because then he can still be alive.
He can still be
and
alive.
not like an old man.
And then it would throw a different aspect on Steve because then he would feel unworthy because of all the evil things that he did.
Yeah, see, imagine Steve with that guilt.
Oh my goodness! I just thought of something pretty cool. Maybe because remember, if Winter Soldier gets a mechanical arm, maybe he gets mechanical legs.
Yeah.
Ah, there you go. I just thought of that. I just thought of that.
There you go.
That's just set it up.
He gets like a power leg.
That would be so cool.
That'd be sick.
His legs are busted. Yeah. But pretty cool. I like it. I want to see the next ones because they did a pretty good job. I thought it was gonna be garbage.
I just don't want to hear the noise from everything else. Just want to enjoy the show.
Yeah,
That's it.
Why don't we let this be season 1 and then let's get some.
I'm
more
pretty
seasons.
sure it might get another season, but let it be different things.
Yeah, let it be different things.
That's if they do like an Exiles thing where it's like a team, so it'd be like T'Challa, Star-Lord, Captain Carter, like that, and you do all the main characters in the team. That'd be kind of fun.
I wish we could have Wolverine as a vampire because that is a what if, but I don't think they'll ever do that. That'd be cool.
Or Venom Punisher.
Venom Punisher.
That was pretty cool. But pretty awesome stuff. I thought it was great. Can't wait to love the animation. Love the relationship with Peggy and Steve. Yeah, pretty good.
And reviewers are focusing on the wrong things, but whatever. That's just my opinion.
Her boobies. She has boobs, guys. I don't know what to say.
Yeah,
and she's gorgeous, so I don't know. You guys are crazy.
Yeah.
Crimson's in here. Thanks for watching the video. Remember, you can contact us on any of the social media platforms in the description down below. And while you're here, be sure to click on one of the videos over on the right.